Hey guys, Ivan here, and let's check out what is new in this bodybuilding world of ours, and let's see what is actually happening right now around 3 weeks after the Mr. Olympia. So the first thing obviously is Branch Warren. This guy is retired for a while now, but he was a star of bodybuilding. He was really one of the best bodybuilders in the world. He was second place in 2009 Mr. Olympia right after Jay Cutler. In his later years, in the later years of his career, he was a little bit hated because his physique wasn't exactly very aesthetic, but right now, after many years of retirement, he still got it, as he says. He still looks very good, he looks lean, as pretty much always. That's something he cannot change, even if he wanted to. Really, this fast, crazy metabolism and a lot of muscle is just making him look always lean, and he looks muscular. I do think he looks bigger and better than Jay Cutler today. But still, I mean, if he competed like this, I don't know how well would he do. He would probably not be, in the top 6 in the pro shows. But still, for a retired bodybuilder, for a retired bodybuilding legend, he looks amazing. Now, if he came back, how would that look like? Probably not that good. He had many injuries and his physique is basically ruined. The first thing that goes away with age is legs, but Branch still has an amazing set of legs. And also, his upper body looks amazing, but what he doesn't have is symmetry because of all those injuries. So if he wanted to come back, it wouldn't look that good. But for a retired bodybuilder, for a retired bodybuilding star and a legend, Branch Warren is looking muscular and lean. Unlike many other bodybuilders who just let it go after the retirement, Branch is still trying, and I respect that very much. Alright, so the next bodybuilder I wanted to talk about would be this man right here, and you don't know who this is because you cannot see the face, but you will see in a moment. This is Cody Montgomery. That's right, he has been training very hard lately. As far as I know, he did not announce competing anytime soon, but it seems like he's prepping for something. It doesn't seem like he's prepping, like dieting for a show, but doing a little off-season, trying to grow some real muscle before he starts dieting. And he looks like this, so this is his most recent physique update. He looks good. He looks really good. He looks fuller, he looks even more vascular, just bigger and fuller and more conditioned lately. So I'm pretty sure he's doing this with a purpose, because he kind of stopped competing since last year. He actually became a father and kind of slowed down the bodybuilding thing. He just stopped training hard, started eating and pushing the envelope that much, but he never really stopped training. He was always training. He stopped pushing it to the max, but he never stopped working out, and you can see his stories on his Instagram account. He's posting those very often. So he kept training, he kept eating high quality meals in fairly large portions, and probably was doing some vitamin S in the meantime, just some smaller doses just to keep his muscle at a decent level. But no, he did not look like this. This was him at his prime. And I say prime, but he was very young when this photo was taken. I'm not really sure how old he was, but he was around 22 or 21 maybe even. Cody Montgomery competed at the Arnold Classic Ohio when he was only 21 years old. He was born in 1994 and this was 2016 Arnold Classic, so he turned 22 later in August. But here he was only 21 years of age, imagine that. He turned pro a year prior to this, and this was his pro debut at the Arnold Classic Ohio. Of course, he placed almost dead last, he beat I think 2 guys, but still, pro debut at the Arnold Classic at the age of 21. Just insane. And he turned pro a year before, so he was probably 20, which is the same age as Lee Priest. So Lee Priest also turned pro at 20. So I don't know about Lee, but Cody must be one of the, if not the youngest competitor that competed at the Arnold Classic Ohio. The last time we saw him competing, it was last year, 2018, at the Toronto Pro, and he was in the finals. He was in the top call-out against Zane Watson. He lost, Zane won, but this was 2-12. So Cody, he is not the most genetically blessed bodybuilder, but his work ethics really made up for it. He gained significant amount of muscle, so that is also genetic. Because most people cannot grow this much muscle at this young age, so that was genetic, but as far as shape and symmetry and proportions and all that stuff, he could be a little bit better. The glutes are not exactly perfectly shaped, nor is his back. You can see the symmetry is not exactly ideal, but still, he's very young. And if he keeps training and growing and perfecting his physique, there is a huge potential he can achieve in the later years, because apparently the structure is not ideal, it's not perfect. When it comes to these top pros, what separates them is genetics, and that's it. No, not genetics in terms of size, they are all very big and conditioned, but genetics in terms of shape, symmetry, structure, proportions, overall balance of the physique. Anyways, now you can see Cody right here training, and there is even a trainer next to him. This is MI40 gym, which is like the best gym in the world if you ask me. If I could choose anybody else to train me, I would choose those guys. I mean, Ben Pakulski, he is like the mastermind of bodybuilding, of training. He really knows so much, and you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Dorian Yates, and I really admire his training principles, and I implement them, but Dorian knew how to train himself. Although these guys in the MI40, like Ben Pakulski, they know how to show you how to train the best way for your body. So if I could choose any personal trainer, that would be Ben Pakulski. And Cody is just blessed enough to be in this gym, so you can see that his mind-to-muscle connection is perfect. He knows how to train every muscle perfectly. The form is always just textbook perfect. And that's gotta be one of the reasons why he was able to grow so much. Of course, that and pushing the envelope in many ways, and having the genetics, sure. So will he be able to become one of the top guys, one of the top Olympians someday? I truly hope so, but I don't know, we'll see. You know, he kind of burned out a little bit, so he kind of got back to his normal life. He got a child, he has a wife now, so it's not really easy to do bodybuilding when you have a family. And I don't know, if he still has the passion for it, he'll probably go for it, but he has a sponsor, he has a lot of fans following him on Instagram, so I'm sure he can make a living just by doing that. But if he's truly passionate about bodybuilding, he will go back to that stage, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him once again on that stage. Alright, so next we have Regan Grimes and his most recent physique update. So he's prepping for the Romania Pro, and he is gonna try to win that show. Will he be able to? We'll see. But I'm not sure who else is competing over there. Maybe we'll see some Olympia contenders, so it's not gonna be probably easy for him, since he's also a youngster, like Cody. He's only 1 year older than Cody, but he never stopped training hard. His training style is much different from Cody's. Regan is just chasing the pump, basically. He's always doing high reps, high volume, that kind of stuff, so it didn't wear him out. One of the reasons why Cody stopped could be the fact that he was training that hard that he just burned out. Unlike Regan, who is training rather light, but even though Regan doesn't train very intensely, he's training very frequently, his workouts must be longer, and he's doing many reps. And I'm sure he is doing everything he can with diet and everything else that needs to be done, so he maybe has a smarter approach, really, and the results are speaking for themselves. He's only 25 at this point, or 26, yeah, he's turning 26 this year, so for such a young guy, he really made great results. He's one of the top pros in the open, so not 212, not classic, in the open at such a young age, so his results are very good. Classic physique didn't really work out for him as well as he hoped. He had to lose so much weight and he lost all the fullness, and he wasn't popping, he wasn't crispy, he was just kinda big, kinda full, but not crispy enough, because crispiness, the conditioning, that is important in classic, and he doesn't have that. In the open, the most important thing is muscle mass, and then you're looking at conditioning and everything else, and he has the frame, he has a structure for it, as you can see right here. He is a freak. He has some weaknesses, of course, as everybody else, but I'm sure with time, he'll be one of the top pros at the Mr. Olympia, I'm sure. But it's gonna take some time. We will see how will he do at the Romania Pro, and I wish him good luck, and I'm really excited to see him once again on the stage. Even though Romania Pro is happening in about 5 weeks, I'm still much more excited about the Arnold Classic, knowing that Big Ramy is gonna compete. And this is his physique update from maybe a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days, I'm not really sure, but he looks amazing. He looks really good. He looks fresh. He took a year off, which might end up as a smart approach. He looks fresh. He just looks kind of, I don't know, better. But, you know, at the end of the day, it will all come down to conditioning. Size and whatever, nothing else really is the problem of Big Ramy. The only problem is conditioning. Sure, proportions are not exactly perfect, his quads are just overpowering his calves and his upper body as well, but it's not a problem really. I mean, he looks impressive, very impressive. So impressive that almost nobody would be able to beat him if he got conditioned enough. And for the end of this video, we have something that is not exactly bodybuilding, but it is weightlifting. This right here is the Eddie Hall. He's a strongman. He was the strongest man in the world. He holds the record for the heaviest deadlift, strongman deadlift, not the powerlifting one. And he is training and sleeping at the same time. How is this even possible? I don't know, but these dumbbells are very heavy. And he just sleeps through his workouts. I'm sure this was filmed very early in the morning, so he was still very sleepy, so he just kept sleeping and did a workout. How insane is this? You tell me, but I'm really impressed. This is really something interesting and worth reporting on. But seriously, guys, you need to check out his YouTube channel. This guy is hilarious. He's making a lot of content recently. He's probably not training very hard, he's probably not prepping for the world's strongest man. I don't know if he retired or something, but he has a YouTube channel and he's posting videos very often. And if you like those kind of vlog videos or all kinds of videos, really, he is hilarious. And he's British. I like British people because mainly because of their accent. And I don't know, I find Eddie very funny. So you need to check out his channel because this video really made me laugh. So I wanted to share it with you. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like the video. If you want to see more bodybuilding and all kinds of weightlifting and muscle content, please subscribe to my channel. And all the best, guys. Bye bye.